Welcome everyone to the Roy Morgan Weekly Update. In a week that saw the Prime Minister finally call the federal election, we see the ALP has a significant advantage. On a two-party preferred basis, the ALP is sitting on 57% to the LNP at 43%. And during the week of this poll, we saw also more internal wrangling in the Liberal Party in New South Wales over pre-selections. That's finally been resolved now. We also saw petrol prices plunge following the excise cut, so now down 40 cents in 3 weeks to $1.74 per litre. Now, this election is particularly interesting because of the minor parties and the independents. So let's look at the primary vote. And what we see ALP at 36, LNP 32.5, and in combination, all of the other parties and independents are at 31.5%, almost as much as the LNP. And in the week that federal election was called, we saw both major parties, the ALP and the LNP, losing support. So primary support for the ALP was down 3.5, from 39.5 to 36. Primary support for LNP went down to 32.5, and primary support for the other parties and independents was up 4% to 31.5 in a week. This is all according to the latest Roy Morgan poll conducted in the week up until Sunday, April 10, 2022. So those primary votes translate when we look at how people give their second preferences and allocate second preferences, as I said before, to a two-party preferred vote, which is unchanged in a week, with ALP 57%, LNP 43%. So if an election had been held, the ALP would have won easily. But of course, the election wasn't held on the weekend. The election will be held in 6 weeks' time. And the first thing we see from this chart, which is showing the ALP versus LNP two-party preferred, is it's quite volatile. There's quite a lot of movement week by week, fortnight by fortnight, month by month. And if we look back to the 2019 election, during the course of that election campaign, the LNP gained 4% on a two-party preferred basis and won. Now, the LNP are further behind this time. They're a long way behind, and it's going to require substantial effort. But if they were to put in that effort and gain a 4% swing, the race will tighten considerably, and we could be looking at a hung parliament. On the other hand, the ALP needs to have, because of the way the seats work and the various close seats, they need to come out with a two-party preferred vote of about 53.5% to guarantee a win. So neither party can be sitting back and assuming that they're completely comfortable. Now, we look now at how our consumers are seeing the economy and their own place in it. We look at consumer confidence and government confidence, and both of these measures are up a little on a week, but they're still well below the neutral point of 100. At that point in 100, where you have people, equal numbers of people feeling positive or negative, and in terms of government confidence, equal numbers of people feeling the country's going in the right direction or the wrong direction. But we're not there. We have government confidence at 84 points, and that means more people think the country's going in the wrong direction than the right direction. And we have consumer confidence at 94.6 points. Up a bit, but still not up to 100, so more people are pessimistic than optimistic. Now, this is an interesting chart where we've been monitoring consumer confidence and petrol prices. And it's interesting because as petrol prices went up, we saw clearly consumer confidence diving, and they looked like they were just running together very strongly. Now we've seen petrol prices coming down, but it hasn't actually brought consumer confidence up as much as we would have hoped. And of course, if you have strong consumer confidence and you have strong government confidence, that's really good for the party in power. That's good for the LNP in this instance. And inflation expectations, which for consumers include a whole range of things in their basket of spending, they were unchanged this week at 5.8%. That's the kind of expectation that Australians have for inflation over the next year or two. So thank you. We'll be back in a week to give you an update on consumer confidence, government confidence, voting intention, and unemployment. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you.